Hello, YouTube. Uh, my name is Rowena, and this is my very first YouTube video. I am um, in the process of going through the 12-week preparation course through Kaiser to be able to have the gastric sleeve weight loss surgery. And so I thought, since this is my halfway point through the uh, pre-op course that we were required to take, excuse me, would be a good time for me to start my vlog, I believe it's called. Um, I'm really a newbie at this. I'm not technology savvy by any means, so I'm just crossing my fingers that I can get this right. My motivation for doing this video journal, so to speak, is because I have found enormous comfort and answers to so many of my questions and my fears and everything from so many people here on YouTube that were courageous enough to do this and be honest, brutally honest, and share their truth and their hope and their strength and their encouragement and track their progress. And I think it's a responsibility at this point for me personally to be able to do the same, and hopefully, you know, if one person can benefit from this, then wonderful. Um, Let me give you some stats. I'm 50 years old. Actually, today is July 24th, 2013. So August 12th, next month, I'll be 51. This is the highest weight I've ever been in my adult life, or in my whole life, actually. I weighed in today. I went to go see the metabolic specialist today for my midway appointment, and I've actually lost 5 pounds in the last 4 weeks. Um, so my weight today is 250 pounds. I can fit into a size 18 snugly. If I wanted my clothes to fit a little with a little leeway, I would need a 20, but I flat refuse to do it. I'm not going to go and buy a size 20 anything. Um, I said I wasn't going to buy a size 18, you know, 9, 10 months ago. So the reality is, if I don't do something serious and permanent now, this problem with my weight is going to become a crisis. Um, Little history. I grew up in Los Angeles, California. I grew up actually in Hollywood, California. And I grew up in a single family home. I am biracial. My father's African American. My father's black. And my mama, God rest her soul, was a white woman. They're from the South, and people from the South have a way with food that is just, it's all encompassing. Everything is about, what you cooking, what did you cook, what you gonna cook, what you eat, what did you eat, what you gonna eat. And, that's just the way that it was. They show love with food, you know. And I started smoking marijuana at the age of 12. And by the time I hit 21, I had graduated from marijuana, and tried everything in between. And I had found myself in addicted to and involved in some pretty intense drug use for the next 8 years after I turned 20, so up until the age of 28. And that's the reason why I believe I never really got in touch with the fact that I had uh, not only a physiological propensity to be overweight, because overweightness runs in my family. My mother was huge for many, many years until she got cancer. And then she started getting really thin. Obviously, she was dying of cancer. But all she could see was, oh, look, look how thin. God rest her soul. Like, it took cancer for her to be able to see some of the bones in her body. It was just very sad to watch. My grandfather was obese on my mother's side. I have a couple of cousins that are, really obese, and one little grand cousin who's like 3 generations removed, and she looks exactly like my mom, and she's big, and she's only 12. Somebody asked me if she was pregnant. So I said all that to say this. Obesity runs in my family. The Southern culture reinforces it. And then for me, I never got in touch with that because I was very self-destructive in other ways, and I ran around a lot, and I did a lot of drugs. So I never had a weight problem, obviously, because, I did a lot of drugs. So it wasn't until I had my son at age 28 and I stopped living like that, and I got myself clean and sober, thank God, and began to live a normal life, go to college and be a mom and work and do what normal people do, that I gradually, very subtly began to thicken up. And, excuse me, it did not really become an issue per se until about 5 years ago. And then I realized, wow, I have to shop in the women's section, but still, somewhere in my head, being thick, big boned, thick, heavy set was a sign of well-being and good health. Like that means I'm clean. This is a sign of being clean and sober and healthy. I can't remember anyone in my family ever having a gym membership, exercise. What is that? I mean, yeah, we go to the beach, we run all day, we swim all day, we go to the pool, whatever. But to actually just make the decision to go and exercise was not something that anyone that I've ever known in my family or the people that were around my family ever did. So, that's a whole new concept. Um, But it was really in the last 2, almost 3 years that I've seriously begun to have some effects and health problems and some harsh realities about, my weight. Now, compared to some people, my number is not that big. Some people would say, "Oh, wow, I'd love to weigh 250 pounds." And I guess if you're starting at 5 or 4, that is a truism. However, for me, at 250 pounds, uh, also I quit smoking 2 years ago, which contributed, and I had my ovaries and everything removed, which threw me into menopause, which also contributed. So like a lot of things happened really quickly, and basically my body's just went into shock. All the years that I'd stay up for 2 or 3 days and run around and, snort lines or whatever I was doing, and not eat, not sleep, and then I'd sleep for 2 days, and I'd get up and eat everything in sight, and then I'd start over. My body, between that and now menopause, my body doesn't trust me at all. And I've tried Weight Watchers. It was a little successful the first time. Now in menopause, not so successful. Jenny Craig, this diet, that diet, herbal drops, this, that, the other, and it goes, the list goes on. But my reality is I need to reset my body. I need to reset my body. And unless I can get this extra 100 pounds off my body, I can't do really a whole lot of anything, because here's the result of this extra 100 pounds. In the last 2.5 years, I have become a high blood pressure patient, high cholesterol patient. My thyroid is completely out of whack. I've had to have a little surgery on my back because I had a ruptured disc that pinched my sciatica and I couldn't walk. I have back spasms. I have sleep apnea. I'm short of breath all the time. You can see the circles under my eyes. I'm tired the majority of the time, no matter how much I sleep, because it's hard to turn over. Hot all the time. Just imagine taking a 100-pound bag of rice and throwing it over your back and then just carrying it around with you all the time. My hips ache, my knees ache. And so these are the physical ramifications of this excess weight that has gradually built up and now just kind of like taking over my body. I think, of course, being a woman or just being a human, you want to be, feel good about your body, and there's some level of vanity, I think, in everything, but in truth, for me, I have a wonderful husband who loves me and adores me no matter what. I have a beautiful son, but I want to be healthy. For me, I want to feel good in my body. I want to feel like I can cross my legs. If I get down on the floor to play with the grandchildren I'm going to have one day, I can roll on the floor with them and not be stuck or end up in a hospital from it, or whatever. I'm I'm going into the second half of my life, and I don't want to live it sickly. So because it's my first video, I feel like I want to tell you everything right now, but I don't think that would be good. It would be too long, just too much. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. I do want to say, if you are thinking about having weight loss surgery, or looking to try to get answers, keep looking. There's some really wonderful people that have been forthcoming and so honest and so right on this YouTube vlogging thing. I'm subscribed to a lot of them. Gloria Henderson, she's awesome. She puts a video up every day. I've been following her for a while. Miss Diva Dimples, she lets everybody know what she buys at the store, which was very helpful. And, you know, take a look at it, see if it's something for you. I was the kind of person I would have said, 5 years ago, oh, there's no way I'd have to have surgery to lose my weight. Not me. I would never let my weight get that far gone. How do people get to 500 pounds? What are they thinking at 200 pounds? Well, what was I thinking at 200 pounds? Did I ever think I could weigh 250 pounds? Did I plan or plot this? No, I did not. So, may the Lord forgive me for all the times that I was harsh in my mind and judgmental towards anyone, until you walk a mile in their shoes. There's a reason why that saying has survived for centuries. So, one way to make amends, I think, for that is to do this, and to put my face and my story for the world to see, in order to help at least one person. That's my hope. So I look forward to sharing more with you guys as I go along. Once I get a date, I'm going to try to be very diligent and consistent with this, and I can commit to the fact that I will be real about it. One thing, there might be a lot of things people can say about me, some good, some not so good, I'm sure. But one thing I think anyone that's interacts with me would agree on is that Rowena will tell it like a T.I. is, from what I know to be true and what my experience is. I don't have a whole lot of secrets, and I don't try to candy coat stuff. I'm a straight shooter, and that's the only way I know how to be. So have a wonderful day, a great weekend, and I'm going to see about trying to upload this thing and how it works, and hopefully I didn't mess it up in some way or another. All right, take care. Peace. See, I think I already screwed it up. I'll try again. Bye.